Hello YouTubers, it's Championdjk coming at ya yet again with another video. And today, as you probably read by the title, I'm going to show you the Jada Toys Nano Metalfigs. If you are tuning into this video because of the title of the video and not because you frequently watch my channel, yes, my channel is normally just a diecast car channel. But I saw these at Walmart and I had to pick them up, so I'm going to do a review of them. I picked up the whole set of these Street Fighter series, and because they're awesome. And Street Fighter was a really cool game when I was a kid, and I really enjoyed playing it. I played it for hours and hours and hours, trying to perfect all the moves and stuff. So pretty awesome. And of course, if you regularly watch my channel, this is a non-diecast, at least not diecast car related. These are diecast figures. They are completely 100% diecast metal, as it says on the packaging. Sorry about it, the non-car content, but these things are actually pretty cool. So these are for 97 cents at Walmart. It is the Street Fighter series. They have a Harry Potter series. They have a WWF series, I think, or WWE, whatever it's called now. And some Marvel comics, DC, all that stuff. So they've got Batman, Superman, a bunch of other comic book stuff, characters, and all sorts of that. So I picked up just the Street Fighter series because that's what I'm a fan of. So front of the card art, there you go. There it is. Again, these are 97 cents. They can be found at your Walmart. There's a list of the 12 characters, and if you played this game, or I guess if you're my age, you definitely played this game, and this will be some nostalgia for you. There's the back. Back is generic. Front of the card art's generic. And then, of course, the characters. All right, so let's go ahead and crack open number one, which is Ryu. And these are kind of hard to get out of the little blister here, but that is pretty sweet. So here he is. Here's Ryu, or Ryu. And I apologize ahead of time, even though I was a huge fan of this, I didn't really ever learn how to pronounce the names of these characters correctly. Pretty cool. We got a slight little package rubbing paint flaw on the back, but big deal. These things are 97 cents. They're the same price of a regular standard Hot Wheel. And they got some weight to them, and they're definitely solid. They stand very solid. And so there is your number one, Ryu. And then next up we got, this is my favorite character to play with in Street Fighter, was Ken. I was always a Ken fan over Ryu. Ken seemed a bit faster, maybe a little bit less powerful, but quicker. So I liked his style a little bit better. Got this nice metallic red paint. Reminds me of an Auto World Ultra Red for you diecast collectors. This thing is pretty sweet. There's Ken. That's your number two. So we're going to go through these fairly quickly here. This was another fun one to play with. ChunLi. Go ahead and open her up. See, they're very detailed little figures. If you guys want to get an idea of scale, they're not quite... It would be cool to use them in dioramas for 1/64 scale cars, except for they're a little big. So they are made by Jada, so just a quick little thing. Here's an Auto World Mustang, and she's huge compared to that, so definitely not going to go good with 1/64 scale vehicles. Here is a Jada car, and a little bit better. They're still quite a bit tall, I think. Maybe Ken would fit in that car. Not really sure. So there is that, and let's see here. So that's number three. Number four, Guile. Open him up, pop him out, and there he is. Pretty sweet. Guile. Nice detail on the paint. Paint's like really good quality. These figures are just really, really neat. I don't know, I was waiting for a palette to come out at Walmart, and I decided just to pick them up. Here's Blanca, number 5 in the series. And at 97 cents, I was like, well, that seems like pretty good quality for a buck each. And I'm like, I was going to just pick up Ken and Ryu. And I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to pick up all of them, because they're all the classic characters from Street Fighter 2. There's Blanca. Pretty cool. Probably want to see him maybe a little bit closer up. again, detailed paint is quality. You know, and these are pretty tiny, and I think they did a great job. Especially at the price point being only $1. Here's Dulcinea. Crack him open. Here he is. He was a fun character to play with. Yoga Fire, Yoga Flame. Pretty cool. You got Sonic Boom, Yoga Fire, Hadouken. Here we go, Zangief. This guy, this character in the game was actually very powerful if you knew how to play with him. That little corkscrew pile driver is devastating. It gets you with that. There's Zangief. Pretty cool. So there's that one. And then we're at number 8. E Honda. Sumo wrestler. He had that great move where if you were a novice, you could just button mash and you would do that hand slapping thing. And then I think in Super Street Fighter 2 or whatever, you were able to move him while he was doing that, and he was even more devastating. But he was a fun character to play with. There really isn't a character in Street Fighter 2 that was not really fun to play with. All of them were pretty cool. They all had their own little unique thing, which was awesome. So that's all the regular characters from Street Fighter 2 before we get to the bosses. I would say definitely my favorite to play with always was Ken. I had a buddy that was like just unstoppable with this guy. So kind of neat. This is where you had 2 different styles of moves. You either had like the rolling moves, like Ken's fireball toss, the Shoryuken, and just the way that you did his moves. And then you had the charging moves, which were basically hold back for 2 seconds, and then press forward or hold down for 2 seconds, and press up in a button. And those did special moves. And then you had your ones where you just tap a button really, really fast and it would do moves. So, I don't know, just a really well-balanced game. Street Fighter 2 was, and still remains to be just a great game, and just really, really cool. And they keep releasing Street Fighter 2 in like 100 different variations of that game. Balrog, and I might be pronouncing that entirely wrong. I think he was the first boss you encountered. It was him, and he is number 9 in this series. There he is. Again, these are just solid metal. They stand up really good on their own. Until I knock them down, of course. Ooh, can we get a focus here? Doesn't want to focus on him. Keeps wanting to focus on the background. There we go. But, nice paint. No flaws in this one, really. Looks pretty good. Pretty awesome. And then, let's see here. And then Sagat. This guy had moves that were very similar in nature. Is anyway how you performed them as Ken and Ryu. Had the tiger uppercut. And pretty cool. There's that little guy. Or, well, large guy in comparison to some of these other guys. So there's that. And then Vega. Vega was always kind of a cool character to play with. He's number 11. I think, though, he was actually... No, yeah, you fought him before. Definitely before fighting Sagat. I don't know if maybe Balrog was second and you fought Vega first. I don't really quite remember. Because most of the game I played was a bunch of 2-player stuff, fighting against my friends. And here is Vega. Pretty cool. He had the claw that you could knock the claw off. If he was blocking with it too much, you'd knock his claw off. Just really, really neat. And then, of course, these bosses were not playable in the first Street Fighter 2, and then they became playable in, like, Street Fighter 2 Turbo or something like that. Maybe it was a code you had to put in at first. Oh, I cracked this one before showing it to you. Here's M. Bison, and he was the final character that you had to fight. And he definitely was tough to beat, especially if you put it on really hard. And we used to challenge, you know, and play this game when it came out for like Super Nintendo, we would put it on the most difficulty level that there possibly was, and just try forever to beat the game. And you could continue as many times as you wanted, so you never really completely died. You could keep trying and keep trying and keep trying, and it was definitely satisfying to finally beat that game on its hardest difficulty level. So there is M. Bison. So many times you get close, you beat him in one round, and then he would just kick the crap out of you in the second round, and then the third round would come down to just a hair of life on each side, and then you got beat, and it was very devastating. But once you finally beat him, I just remember it just being awesome. That's when video games used to be actually hard, like difficult to play sometimes. And I'm sure there's some video games out there nowadays that are difficult or have some sort of difficulty level to them, but these were just the ones you had to grind until finally you beat it, and it felt very rewarding. I guess it did it anyway for, me when I was probably the age of whatever it was, probably 12, 13, somewhere in there, 12, 11, when I played this game a ton. So anyway, there is your Nano Metalfigs. You can find these again, and they're made by Jada Toys. You can find them at Walmart for sure. I don't know where else they're sold. They're probably sold a lot of other places. I don't see why they wouldn't be. Very affordable, little collectible figures, and I think they look great. And for $1, being nice and solid metal, I think they're pretty awesome. So I bought my wife a couple of the Harry Potter ones so she could put it on her desk at work, and that was pretty cool too. She's a Harry Potter fan, so I hope they keep coming up with more little series of these. And I'm not going to review them when they come out, probably. This will be the only video like this you may see on my channel. Probably, anyway. And, yeah, that's going to be about it. So thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great day.